The WWE just made a breaking announcement. They announced that SummerSlam will be taking place in Minneapolis, Minnesota in the year of 2026. They've confirmed that it will be a two-night event following the WrestleMania format. This is huge news. It's a good move in my opinion. WrestleMania turning into two nights was the best decision that they could have made. Not only is it good for the fans because we get more wrestling, we get it spread out, we don't have to be exhausted for 7 hours of wrestling, plus it just feels good spending a couple days with your friends watching wrestling, but it's also a great financial decision. The company can now double the amount of money they make on ticket sales as well as merchandise. The WWE was cooking with this idea and I love it. It is wild though to see that they announced a SummerSlam 2 years in advance. We've never seen that before. They've only done that for WrestleMania because, well, it's WrestleMania. And they also did that another time because the pandemic messed up the entire Mania schedule for a couple years. I'm guessing that this is WWE's way of making it up to Minneapolis because they were rumored to have WrestleMania 41, but those plans fell through when the WWE decided to host the event in Las Vegas. Therefore, WWE gave them SummerSlam and made sure to make it a two-night event because I'm guessing they promised them a two-night gate. With that being said, it's unsure if that's going to be the first two-night SummerSlam or if it's going to be a one-time situation. I could see WWE doing it for next year's SummerSlam if they receive positive feedback from the fans, and a lot of people are iffy about the situation. Some people are like all for it while others aren't. I think it's a good idea, but only time will tell what they do moving forward. I also think that this basically means that we could potentially get a two-night Royal Rumble very soon, and I think that makes a lot of sense because we do have the men's and women's Royal Rumble match, and honestly, if anything, those two should be split up. It's way too draining to watch two Rumbles in one night. I think you got to split it up. That is the best idea in my opinion. And outside of that, I don't see WWE turning Survivor Series or Money in the Bank into a two-night event special. It should not. I think it only works with WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. I think it works with SummerSlam, and I think that it works with the Royal Rumble. Anyways, as said earlier, this is a great move by the WWE. Hopefully they don't overdo it. Moving on, Mark Henry made some headlines recently. He was talking about the idea of creating a new nation of domination, and one of the members of his fantasy booking actually included the Velveteen Dream, aka Patrick Clark. This is what he said. Number 1 draft pick, Powerhouse Hobbs, and then number 2, Omos, and then I would go Carmelo Hayes. And as much as I love Trick Williams, I think that Trick he's too light. I want people that people don't like. I want Bobby Lashley. I want people that you just don't like them. And there's a lot of young guys that I think could hold up, but my wild card would probably be Velveteen Dream, would be Patrick Clark. I think it's time for his second chance. A lot of people in the world of wrestling love the talent. We're in a cancel culture that is justified as so. We need a cancel culture, but at some point, you gotta have grace and forgiveness, and you gotta see if the person is gonna bury themselves again, because habitual line steppers, that's exactly who they are. Once they get that second chance and they're out, I ain't co-signing for you no more, but everybody needs their second chance. Many people were shocked to see his opinion on bringing back the Velveteen Dream. Let me know what you guys think. Does Patrick Clark deserve a second opportunity, or is Mark Henry just tweaking with that take? Speaking of Mark Henry, there's a clip that's gone pretty viral of him on The Undertaker's podcast. I thought it was too funny to not show, so let's roll that footage.
I got in trouble and they sent me to Canada because I threatened to kill Shawn Michaels and the entire clique. They hit, I thought that, I thought it was them.
Nonchalant, he just said that.
Oh, I meant that I meant it. But I found out later on it was Paul Bearer who hit my crutches. And I blamed it on Shawn now because they came up to me, hey man, they hit your crutches? What happened? And I was like, man, you too small to be talking to me.
I love everything about that clip from Mark Henry being so serious to The Undertaker trying his hardest to hold in his laughter. It's a great podcast listen. You should watch it. The link will be in the description below. In other news, Drew McIntyre was recently interviewed and was asked about him potentially thinking about leaving WWE during his contract renegotiations, and this was his answer. It was never a consideration not wrestling with WWE. I don't think, or am I going to wrestle somewhere else? It was, this is where where I want to wrestle and I don't want to be anywhere else. But our family has gone through a lot over the past year. Aside with things with my own family, my wife's sister unfortunately passed a year ago yesterday, and that was very difficult, and I felt like I'm gonna have to take some serious time off for my family. There was a period where I was maybe like, I'll have to take a little break and come back, and just some uncertainty, but thankfully, as a family, we came together and WWE gave me the time I needed whenever I needed it during that period, and in the end, as a family, we came together, we had a conversation what was best for us. The company were unbelievable with that, and thankfully, everybody is in a great place right now. It's really sad to hear about his wife's sister. It's nice to see that WWE was very understanding of the situation and made sure to take care of Drew McIntyre. I love this new version of the WWE where the company takes care of the performers. Drew McIntyre is exactly where he belongs, and I can't wait to see him win the World Championship, as well as finally have that match with CM Punk, whenever that may be. I might even have to make the argument and say that he's the best thing going on in WWE right now, and he deserved that contract because of that. And speaking of Drew McIntyre, he released this video onto the internet. It's another great online promo by him. McIntyre versus Priest is going to be such a crazy fun feud. Let's roll the footage.
So, management and Adam Pearce think they can silence me. They should already know. I'm Drew McIntyre and I'm very, very good at this. I'm always one step ahead of everybody. Bring me to the show. Try not to put me on TV. Nah, I'll force my way on TV. And in the end, I got this platform. It's growing. I will weaponize it. And I'll say what I want, when I want. There's not a damn thing you can do to stop me. So as I was saying on Raw, it's all falling apart for you, Priest. You lost control of your little emo group. You've got people coming for you. And you've barely even started with all the extracurricular that comes with being the guy. I'm having to do that for you. This is very much my locker room. Always has been. My turf, where I grew up, and I'm the champion whether I've got the title right now or not, and it's just a matter of time before I get that title back. He made one good point last week, though. One, it wasn't about getting attacked from behind by that bitch CM Punk. It wasn't about leaving right away after the match, which you should have done, even though I literally spelled out what I planned to do, looking for your cheap pops. It certainly wasn't about recycling the same joke Sheamus made already, getting your ass beat by the one-arm man. Again, spinning things, looking for that cheap pop just like him. No. I gave you the blueprint on how to cash in. And look what happened. You ran with it. You won. So in a way, Drew McIntyre beat Drew McIntyre. It didn't matter who was holding the briefcase, because I'm such a leader and honest to my own detriment at times with my advice. But here's the truth. I didn't want you to beat Seth. I made that very clear no matter how you want to spin it. Watch the footage back. I hate explaining myself, but society has such short attention spans these days. I literally need to. I wanted to beat the real champion, the man who made the title. So credit where credit is due, just because I think you're spreading yourself way too thin. Again, more advice that might hurt me in the future. You're not the man that Raw needs as champion right now. Not the world champion. And it doesn't mean I don't value you. Quite the opposite, in fact. You're a specimen, a beast in the ring. And you've shown you more than belong. And I've got a place for you in my show, right near the top, right up there. Unfortunately, you reached your peak right around the same time Drew McIntyre started to reach his. That's it. All right. See you soon, champ.